Welcome to Mexico. We're at the Grand at the Moon Palace Resort. We were here a year ago and we've decided to come back because it was so good. There's so much to do here, and this is a big deal. You see, I've stayed at a lot of all-inclusive resorts, basically in Cancun, Riviera Maya, and Puerto Vallarta in the Mexico area, and I've never, ever booked the same resort twice because there are literally hundreds of resorts and they're so good. But this one is that good that I really had to come back. We barely touched the surface last time of things to do, things to eat. And so this time we're gonna see what's new and what's not and try a whole bunch of different activities and restaurants out. Now, just like the first time, this time, full disclosure, this is not a paid or sponsored review. I paid for the hotel, I paid for the flight, everything. It's just that good that I really want to share it with you. First off, if you haven't watched part one, make sure to watch it for a full overview of the property, plus a complete room tour. As a recap, the Grand is massive and it's one of 3 Moon Palace resorts on the property. Let's get right into it, the food. Last year, we were blown away from the quality of the food, especially for an all-inclusive. Well, here's a good thing, things really haven't changed. We enjoyed the usual buffets, the JC Steakhouse, and Jade, but we added a few to our list. I'd read from a lot of online reviews that the Lebanese restaurant Habibi was a must-try. Truthfully, I've never really had Lebanese food before, and it really wasn't on the top of my list. Boy, I'm so glad we tried it. The only thing that I wish was that we tried it earlier than our last day so we could go back. Everything is so fresh and very, very tasteful. The kids even really enjoyed it. Also, remember that when you stay at the Grand, you also have access to the other 2 Moon Palace resorts. We decided to head over to Sunrise and try out Momo, their Japanese teppanyaki restaurant. This is always fun, and each table can hold 12 people, which was perfect for our group of 12. The show was fairly quick, but the food was very good. I do want to mention though, it feels like they're missing a couple of sauces like a ginger or a mustard sauce. You know, the ones that are synonymous with these type of dinners. Make sure though to try their French toast with ice cream for dessert. You won't be disappointed. Here's one thing that I did notice about one of our favorite restaurants. The Wagyu beef ishiyaki, that's the dish where you sear your beef on a hot stone, was a little bit different. You see, last year, the slices of beef were beautifully marbled and the slices were very uniform in size and thickness. This year, the beef slices had nowhere near the marbling and the uniformity of the previous year. It still tasted good, but last year's was just spectacular. Still one of the most loved and visited food areas is the boulangerie. I said it before and I'll say it again. The variety of food and desserts here is incredible. You can grab a panini, a milkshake, ice cream cone, coffee, macaroons, sweet crepes, savory crepes, any time of day or night. This was always our late night or early morning go-to. On one night, the Grand put a dinner magic show on. The show had high production values with a very theatrical performance. It's really nice to have so many entertainment options and high quality ones at that. The show was enjoyed by everyone, whether you were young or old. This was in addition to the nightly show at the Grand Theater, which always had something entertaining, and as I mentioned in part 1, this is an enclosed theater away from any of the elements. If you're looking for something different, there are things like romantic dinners or something like this, a private dinner on a private terrace. Cheers. Since we are celebrating an anniversary, look, I even had fireworks planned. All right. They weren't planned, but it was just good timing. You guys asked, and I listened. You asked, what is going on with the water park? Well, last year we showed you the water park, except other than the lazy river and the kids water park area, all the other crazy large slides were not operational. I'm happy to say that half of the park is now open. There are 4 that you can slide down on special mats and 2 that you go down on tubes. These ones can only be ridden tandem, however. The crazy vertical slides on the other side, well, they're no longer and have been dismantled. Apparently, the company that built them never got them to the point of even being safety inspected, and finally they were kicked off the job, and now a new company has been hired to construct all new slides. As for now, there is no ETA when they will be completed. Here's another popular question that I got. How is the beach and the seaweed? Well, we spent a couple of days here at the beach. I'll let you have a look yourself. The sand was very smooth with very little evidence of any seaweed. The water wasn't super clear, but it was warm. All this, of course, could change depending on the climate and time of year. Over 9 days, I didn't see a single mosquito, and we had no problem finding loungers in the middle of the day, plus there is full food and drink service here. On one day, they were setting up for what could be the ultimate private beach event ever. It was a little disrupting having some construction work going on, but all in all, still a good day at the beach. On this visit, I was able to sneak out a little without the kids for an hour or 2. If the nightclub is too late for you, how about the unique day club? Visit on Pool Party Thursdays and you'll think you're at the poshest pool party in Las Vegas, complete with full bottle service and full service cabanas. On other days, it's just a good place to chill and swing around. Depending on your duration of stay, you'll get resort credits that can be used on almost anything. New to the Moon Palace is a brand new Princess Spa. Perfect and really catering to the little ones. It's just like the big Awe Spa for the big people, but smaller with kid things like marshmallows and Disney songs. If you have little girls, this really is a must-do. Now, no one has to miss out on the pampering. It's located at the clubhouse for the golf course, which I really have to try one day. It looks absolutely spectacular. Speaking of spa, we took turns watching the kids and my wife had a few treatments and I decided to try something a little bit different. The fish spa. Yes, those are special little fish that like nibbling away dead skin. It really isn't a replacement for a pedicure, more of a therapeutic treatment. Verdict? It felt like little bubbles tickling your feet. It was kind of cool and I really enjoyed actually watching the fish more than anything. This is new since our last visit. They now have pony rides available at their horse stable. The ponies are led around a little course for about 20 minutes. That's about it. It's probably best for little kids like ours who really didn't want to get off. What kid doesn't like a pony ride? Last year, I vowed that I'd make time this time to strike some pins, so we made it happen at the 9th Pin Bowling Alley. This alley has a great modern feel with state-of-the-art equipment. For kids, they even have automatic side bumpers that deploy at their turn and also animal ramps for smaller ones to help roll the ball. The most amazing part, an hour costs only $50 in resort credit dollars, which means you only pay $8 of the tax. Where else can you bowl with 6 people, rent brand new shoes, and have an open bar for less than $10? It's unheard of. One thing that hasn't changed are the rooms, which is a great thing. As I mentioned in part 1, the rooms are huge. They are well appointed. They got all the modern amenities and the mini bar, the mini snacks, everything's great. Jacuzzi tub, it's huge. If you want to see more, go into that part 1. The only thing that I have to say about not just this room, this kind of applies to all hotels. is if you have marble floors, you really should invest in some felt liners for the bottom of the beds and the furniture, because every morning when housekeeping comes to other different rooms, upstairs, downstairs, wherever, and they're pushing those beds, it's pretty annoying because that's all you hear. And a lot of times it's a lot louder than that. So that's just a small little pet peeve that I have. Since our visit is during the month of December, we got to enjoy all the holiday decorations around the resorts. This is the Christmas Village. It's got everything from slides, a giant toy rocking horse, to train rides. There's a huge Christmas tree in the center that looks like it's right out of a Dr. Seuss book. At night, everything comes alive with the train rides, all sorts of snacks, entertainment on the center stage, which happens to be Michael Jackson tonight, and of course, no Santa's Workshop is complete without Santa. Remember though, everything is included. I want to give a big shout out to quite a few viewers that I bumped into on this trip. It was great meeting up with all of you, and I'm glad to see that my review helped make your decision to book here. A couple of you did mention though that you thought the resort could be a little bit too big. It is grand after all, but the advantage is that being so large, it spreads everything out so it's not so crowded. There is something for everyone at the Grand regardless of how old you are. They've done a really good job catering to all the demographics. There are so many pools. If it's too loud, there are quieter pools. If it's too cold, there are warmer pools. We could always find multiple loungers to sit at regardless of which pool or time of day. One thing that everyone keeps on mentioning is how clean this resort is. It really is. Everywhere you go, including your room, your balcony, all the public areas and bathrooms everywhere, it's just so clean. All the staff in the resort are very knowledgeable and very pleasant, and the attention to detail on everything is impeccable. From our private dinner that we had planned to even having a beautiful bouquet of flowers sent to the room because we were celebrating an anniversary. These are the things that make people come back. It's really all the small little things that add up to give you the most ultimate luxury experience. I really hate to keep promoting the Grand because it'll just make it easier for making people's decision to come here, which might drive the price up eventually where I can't afford to come here anymore. But considering it's currently the #1 hotel in Cancun on TripAdvisor, I think the secret is out of the bag already. Will I come back? Absolutely, especially since next year my youngest will be 4 years old, which means both girls can be signed into the playroom in the kids club and mommy and daddy can go and explore some more adult activities. Plus, I really have to get on that golf course one day. Of course, there is more to the Grand than what we showed you on part 1 and part 2. I'm not going to show you everything. You'll just have to come here and make your own Grand experiences. Here's a tip. Check out their pricing direct from their own website. This is how we booked, and the prices do fluctuate and they do have sales. Also, when you book directly through Palace Resorts, the transfers are included. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a comment below if you have any questions, or if you've stayed here and have some other tips or comments to add. Safe travels. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up, and if you want to see more everyday reviews, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.